All right, this video is on Gamboa versus Gervontae Davis. And like I said, I didn't do a prediction video, but I talked about this somewhere. I said that Gamboa was going to be a good challenge for Gervontae. Gervontae knew that. Also, Leonard Elby has been saying this. I've heard a lot of people say, well, Gervontae struggled with an old Gamboa and all of this stuff. Listen, people, you guys got to understand boxing. I listened to Paulie Malignaggi's commentary on this fight. It was ridiculous, it was ludicrous, and it was stupid. And it's the first time I really listened to Paulie, and he really talked a hunk of mess. It's the first time I've ever seen that. So I was amazed at Paulie's commentary and the fact that Paulie couldn't grasp what was going on. I picked up what was going on. Gervonta even spoke about what was going on after the fight. So let me explain to you guys and break down what Gervonta did in that fight, why he even got the KO in the 12th round. And I'm also address what Terrence Crawford said about Gervonta as well. So, some of you guys are going to come down on Gervonta. I was listening to, we know a Mayweather hater, the dude for the Ring. He was reporting for the Ring. I forgot what his name is, Michael something. And he was, he was going in on Gervonta and all of that. All right, let me talk about what really went on in this fight. Then I'm going to talk about the other two fights on the card, maybe or maybe not. I may put it in another video. So this fight was particularly a good challenge for Gervonta Davis, stepping up in weight. Remember, he was a super featherweight, and he moved up to lightweight. Now, people say he did not make weight. He did make weight. He was given 1 hour to make weight, and he did that. He was able to go back on the scales and make the 135-pound limit. Okay? Whatever reason he couldn't make weight, that's a whole other story for another day. Now, the first time that is. Now, after saying all of that, the next thing that we come to the realization of is that we deal with the fight. In the actual fight, Gervonta Davis is playing chess with Yorkers Gamboa. He's able to drop him in the second round. Gamboa gets back up and proceeds to continue the fight. Gervonta realizes that his power did not translate the way how he thought it would translate, in that this guy, Yorkers Gamboa, takes his punch and still keeps on fighting him. Remember, Gervonta Davis is moving up in weight. They have to figure out if this guy, Yorkers Gamboa, if he can handle this. This is his first test fight at a new weight class. It doesn't take some scrub off the side of the road. He's facing a guy who was a former two-divisional, two-time world champion. Okay? This is not no just slouch. In fact, if you include his interim title that he had, he was a three-divisional world champion. Okay? Now, I listened to Paulie Malignaggi say something really, really stupid, which was Teofimo Lopez versus Comey was a better win and a better opponent than Gamboa versus Davis. And I was like, Paulie, you know boxing better than that. This man's a veteran. And this guy was using a lot of veteran tactics to stay in the fight. Okay? Everybody who knows boxing knows that the way how you wear down a fighter or you tire them out, there's two ways. One is to try and get them to punch themselves out. Another way is by holding, clinching them. Okay? This is common sense. And what Gamboa tried to do was smother Gervonta Davis, smother his work. When he realized Gervonta was dangerous and beating him to the punch, and he couldn't get his punches in, he started using smothering tactics, especially after he was dropped. All right? Something Floyd Mayweather would do. Okay? And he knows how to smother you, and he knows how to grip you up. Okay? Something that Richard Comey don't know nothing about. When he got hurt, he wasn't looking to grip up Teofimo Lopez. He didn't know how to grip up. Okay? That's just one point to show the difference in the level of opponent that Gervontae was facing versus the level of opponent Teofimo Lopez was facing. Point number two. Yurkus Gambo obviously is an elite fighter because he had a hell of a chin. He could take a punch. All right? And on top of that, he also knew how to move his damn head. Okay? So what Yurkus Gambo realized immediately was, this guy ain't going nowhere. I got to box his ass. And so he resorted to trying to pick him apart. Now, Paulie was talking about Gervontae ain't got good conditioning and stuff, and that was not true. It wasn't his conditioning that was the problem. Gervontae was trying to figure out how to get this guy out of there. Because once the guy knows you're going to hit him with a punch, he's not going to go anywhere. Okay? Because he's going to brace for the punch. You have to set up the KO. You have to be a KO artist. You have to set it up. So Gervontae proceeded to start boxing Yurkus Gambo. The thing about Gervontae that's different to Terrence Crawford is, why Terrence Crawford got in all set of problems with Gamboa was Gervontae wasn't taking the risks to let Gamboa counterpunch him. They were far and few between. In so doing, his punch output obviously would have been less, but he also limited the punch output of Yurkus Gamboa. He was able also to load up on the shots he needed to load up on to really hit him with shots that were very hard. So that's how he dropped him again in the later 8th round. Okay? Dropped him a second time. Stunned him and dropped him. Gamboa started opening up, started taking opportunities, started taking punches, and so let Gervonta Davis have opportunities to counter him and to land his punches on him in a sort of untelegraphed way. And then he continued to box Gamboa. There was a certain round where he really did overexpend himself, so he had to regroup, and stay cool and work behind his defense. Gamboa had some good moments in the fight, but for the most part, he wasn't really catching Gervonta with nothing. Okay, he caught him flush with, I think, a 3-punch combination, but that was about it. When he tried to follow up on that, Gervonta went defensive on him. Now, why that's very important for you guys to understand is because a lot of you just don't understand boxing. I really don't understand boxing. Y'all don't understand what you're watching. All right? Got him out of there in the 12th round. Now, you all guys talk about Terrence Crawford versus Jose Benavidez. Oh, it was so great that Terrence Crawford got Benavidez out of there. Y'all be praising Terrence Crawford's ass when he knocked out, what's the kid's name? Whatever his name is. I don't even remember the kid's name right now. Okay? I can't remember. What is he called? Killing Machine? Mean Machine. There you go. Mean Machine. That's his name. Right? Mean Machine was tagging Terrence Crawford's ass up. And he was talking about, oh, I'm going to brawl him. Anywho, Terrence Crawford made a comment about Gervonta Davis. And I know it's easy to hate on Gervonta Davis because y'all say he ain't facing no competition. Yet at the same time, while y'all bashing Gervonta Davis' ass, y'all giving Terrence Crawford a pass. But that's another story for another day. Never mind Gervonta Davis, who's a 2-time world champion in one weight class and moving up to second weight class. He debuts in this weight class against a guy who at least had a lot more experience than Jeff Horn. But that's it. I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave that alone for the minute. Terrence Crawford comes out and says, Gervonta Davis, he need to leave Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko alone. But guess what? This is the kind of punk-ass tactics we got to listen from. He's across by top rank. Those are 2 top-ranked fighters. Right? So what does his punk ass say? His punk ass say he should leave them alone. In other words, he should never pick a fight with those guys. Who the fucking God's fucking green earth would say something stupid like that? Fighters would be looking at it, that's food. Yeah, Gervonta need to face those guys. Face Teofimo. A real fighter doesn't tell people to duck people. He tells people, if you want to say, well, you know what, Gervonta, he don't look like he's ready for Teofimo or for Lomachenko. That's totally different, okay? But then Gervonta replies to his ass immediately because Gervonta needs to. And he said, wait a minute, this is the guy that got you in all kinds of problems. He was catching you with all kinds of shots, hurt your ass, all kinds of shit. And on top of that, weren't you hurt by Killing Machine just recently? You got your ass dropped by Killing Machine. What is the guy's name? Mean Machine. Sorry, my bad. A nobody dropped your ass. Okay? And he's right. He would be right on both counts. Okay? Because Gervontae Davis may not have stopped Yorkers Gamboa soon. And here's the funny thing about it. Terrence Crawford had the weight advantage. He was a weight bully. It was Yorkers Gamboa going up in weight to face Terrence Crawford that time. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's Gervontae going up in weight to face Yorkers Gamboa. Yeah, he put Gamboa away in the 12th round. But you think about it. He coming up in weight. Okay? He did one better than Floyd Mayweather in some respects. And, Gamboa ain't in the prime. Mayweather, we say, struggled with Jose Luis Castillo. He had a harder time, right? Now, people say, well, Gamboa, he rolled his foot. And, after the knockdown. And whose problem is that? You got your ass knocked down. If you hurt your foot, that's that. I'll say this about Gamboa, though. He got a hell of a heart. He a tough motherfucker. And he came with a plan. They did have a game plan. And it was to drag Gervontae Davis into deep waters. And then when he's gas, stop him. Right? And it was a plan that Gervontae Davis was aware of. So he was pacing himself and everything. And didn't work out. It backfired. Right? Gamboa took a beating, by the way. But my thing is this, though. My thing is this. That a lot of you guys come out here, run your mouth. Like I always say, you guys bump your mouth. But y'all don't really know what the fuck you watched. And so, at the end of the day, y'all are like, oh, he should have gotten rid of Terrence. He should have gotten rid of Gamboa sooner. What do you do when a guy is using veteran tactics on your ass? Okay? He's clinching you up and he knows how to lock you up. And still, Gervontae would fight out of the lock and catch him with uppercuts and catch him with lefts and catch him with right hooks. All right? But in spite of all of that, we keep on forgetting, and you keep on forgetting, he's fighting a lightweight. A guy that's been there for a good period of time. This is a lightweight, and a very good lightweight at that. Okay? He's not in his prime. Clearly not. But he's a very good lightweight. And he's the bigger dude. And you guys keep on forgetting all of this shit. And I'm like, look how you guys going on Gervontae. Look how you guys going on Gervontae, because all of y'all really want to hate on him. That's what y'all really want to do. Oh, he ain't facing nobody. Well, he faced somebody. I faded somebody, but somebody. Y'all didn't say nothing about, some of y'all Canelo fans didn't say nothing about when Canelo faced Kovalev. Okay? Y'all gave Canelo his props for facing Kovalev. Canelo went up 2 weight classes to face Kovalev. Kovalev could have been a shell of himself. It didn't really matter. He went up 2 weight classes to face Kovalev. You gotta bear that in mind. And it was a very good Kovalev. And this year, 2019, has been the year of opponents who have proven themselves to be worthy opponents. From forgot what his name is. The guy who faced Tyson Fury, who we didn't give a shot in hell of beating Tyson Fury. I forgot what his name is, the European dude. Who surprised us by cutting Tyson Fury's eye. Okay? To Sergey Kovalev performing very, very well in his fight against Canelo, to Tony Harrison beating Jamal Charlo. We had some upsets this year. We had Andy Ruiz upsetting Anthony Joshua. We had the kid name J-Rock upsetting Jarrett Hurd. We had a bunch of upsets. Okay. Teofimo Lopez even beat Richard Comey. Now, most people pick Teofimo Lopez to win. I pick Richard Comey to win. Teofimo Lopez smoked Richard Comey. Okay? My point anyway is this. When you look at the fights this year, okay, every single underdog mostly in these fights has been live. Okay? They've been live. And that's not speaking in a negative way about anything. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. We've had competitive fights even with guys who we didn't expect to be competitive. And that's a good thing. We saw Mean Machine do his thing, right? Actually outboxing Terrence Crawford. He wasn't as strong as him, but he outboxed him. And it just gives a testimony to the fact that in boxing, we're seeing closer fights, better fights than we've seen before. Oh yeah, I forgot Derevyanchenko and Triple G, right? Well, Derevyanchenko, we knew he was pedigree anyway, but Jamal Charles talking about how he's been offered $7 million to face Demetrius Andrade, and that is also interesting, very interesting. That's a good fight, and I would love to see those two guys go at it. Of course, we've just recently heard that Terrence Crawford has shoot down the prospect of facing Sean Porter, which is a PBC guy, so I don't want to hear no shit about PBC guys not being faced by Terrence Crawford. He don't want to face Sean Porter. All right? He doesn't want to face Sean Porter, and that's that. And my point being this. If he doesn't want to face Sean Porter, and he doesn't want that name mentioned again, then you should have no problem, all right, staying on your side of the fence and fighting duds. Because if you turn down Sean Porter, who is definitely a name you should really face, because Errol Spence faced Sean Porter, Danny Garcia faced Sean Porter, and Keith Thurman faced Sean Porter. Definitely that would be a gateway to you getting into real fights. Plus Sean Porter get a payday, you get a payday. That would be great. The fact that you don't want to turn down Sean Porter fight because y'all friends, and just stop with the bullshit, Terrence Crawford. Stop with the bullshit. You're bullshitting us. All right? You don't really want no real fights. If you turn up, wait, what the hell are you going to turn down Sean Porter fight for? Okay, y'all friends, so what? That's a fight that it needs to be seen now. Not no fucking fight for down the road. What the fuck are you talking about? And it's that kind of bullshit we got to deal with. And I heard Showbiz, the adult, comment on it. He was very nice and politically correct about it. Me, I'm not going to be politically correct. All right? Y'all touting up this guy, Terrence Crawford, who ain't done shit for the last 2 years. He's not done shit for the last 2 years. All right? Jeff Horn was the world champion that he won his WBO, the weakest belt of all belts, from. Okay? And since then, he's been fighting dud after dud. Okay? He has not faced any top tier fucking welterweight. He hasn't. And y'all made the excuses. Oh, they're all PBC fighters. They don't want to face Terrence Crawford. No. Bullshit. I call on that. Terrence Crawford doesn't want to face those guys. If he did, he would want to face Sean Porter to show that he can face the top welterweight. So stop with the bullshit. Stop with the bullshit, because it's been presented to him. Kell Brook was presented to him. He didn't want to face no Kell Brook. Okay? Kell Brook said, I want to face him. He didn't want to face no fucking Kell Brook. Okay? All right? I'm talking about Danny Garcia. They made an offer to Danny Garcia. My ass. I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that shit. All right? Obviously, you're going to have to pay Danny Garcia more than Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia don't need your ass. He don't need you. He doesn't need your ass. You can stay right where you are. And Danny Garcia's faced your ass in the amateurs. He knows what your style is. He knows how you fight. You might have improved, but he knows your core style. And he beat you in the amateurs once. With Dennis Ugas. He faced you and beat your ass too. These are not guys who are afraid of you and don't want to face you and don't want to get their own. That's bullshit. They don't need you. You're the one that needs them. You ain't got nobody on your side. You should have been happy to face Sean Porter. Kenny Porter was like, we're waiting for the call. Man, you should have jumped on that shit. Because if you faced Sean Porter and beat his ass, then the other motherfuckers would have come after you. You're stupid. You're stupid. But you know, you and Sean Porter know that that's a tough fight for both of you. You know that. That's why you don't want to face Sean Porter. I'm talking about, if Terrence Crawford, if he's going to beat him, then let us see it. Oh, he would beat him easy. I don't want to hear that shit. I want to see the fight. And if he beats him easy, fine. So y'all going to see me up on Terrence Crawford's ass now, because it's the fuckery is getting ridiculous. Y'all praise up this dude who's on Top Rank, who ain't facing nobody because he on Top Rank. He in Top Rank. The same bullshit that happened with Timothy Bradley is the same bullshit happening with Terrence Crawford. Oh, the Errol Spence fight will happen. Y'all gonna wait on the Errol Spence fight? Y'all gonna really wait on Errol Spence? You had Sean Porter, who Kenny Porter wanted that fight. He wanted that fight. Why not? It's Terrence Crawford. If Sean could get Manny Pacquiao, great. You know, man, I don't even understand these guys. Jamel Charlo, he's starting to think about crossing the pond in the zone so he can get fights. Because guess what? If he stays his ass in the PBC, he's not gonna get no damn fight. He might get Chris Eubank Jr. Great for that. But after that, what's he gonna get? Nothing. So he needs to cross the pond, go to the zone, and start fighting there. That's where all the middleweights are. If he want a good middleweight fight, and he ain't gonna get Triple G like that. So he might as well face Demetrius Andrade. They need to stop this bullshit. Another thing, Jamel Charlo be making all these excuses about facing Demetrius Andrade. Bullshit. Face the man. You know, it's bullshit. I make no excuses. I talked about Canelo ducking Demetrius Andrade, ducking Jamel Charlo. You've heard me go to town on Canelo about not facing Demetrius Andrade. Why? He avoided him. So he can't talk. Now, you know what's the absolute insanity and the absolute stupidity? Listening to a guy say, these guys are ducking me, it sounded like a fucking Triple G trip again. Or a Manny Pacquiao kind of trip. You know, where he was saying Floyd was ducking him, when in fact he was ducking Floyd's ass. All right? Terrence Crawford is talking about the PBC fighters ducking him. All right? Then that PBC fighter is offered to you, and what do? You turn it down. That's like when Floyd Mayweather offered Manny Pacquiao money and he turned the shit down. That's like what y'all talk about with Anthony Joshua offered Deontay Wilder money, and well, not him, but you know the network he's on, DAZN, and he turned that shit down. Y'all talked about him ducking Anthony Joshua, but all of a sudden Terrence Crawford ain't ducking Sean Porter. Y'all want to go in on Canelo ducking Demetrius Andrade, but all of a fucking sudden Lomachenko ain't ducking Devin Haney. Oh, don't forget Canelo's also ducking Charlo, right? Let's be real here. We gotta be honest and correct. And then Terrence Crawford got the audacity to talk about Gervontae Davis. Yes, we could say that Gervontae Davis ducked what's his name, Tevin Farmer, because they hyped up that fight. We was waiting for that fight. It was like, okay, Gervontae Davis and Tevin Farmer gonna happen, and then he had nothing happen. But you can't go in on Gervontae Davis. You can't go in on Gervontae Davis. You can't go in on Canelo because you don't like them guys. But you're defending Terrence Crawford doing his bullshit, and Terrence Crawford ain't even facing the kind of competition that even fucking Gervontae Davis just faced. He got nobody in his resume at present that is of the level of a Yuriorkis Gamboa. Not to mention, Mr. Punch Drunk get me knocked out Amir Khan, who's legendary. He has a legendary career at super lightweight. All right, it was a long time ago, but nonetheless, okay. He's been getting slept every single chance and knocked down, but nonetheless, Amir Khan, who y'all will say, oh well, Amir Khan's on the level of Yuriorkis Gamboa. Let me tell you why. Yuriorkis Gamboa was just fighting for world championship. The thing about it is this: Amir Khan being at welterweight a good minute. True. Terrence Crawford moved up to welterweight. Right? But Amir Khan at the time did not hold no title. All right? Gamboa had the interim title, if I'm not mistaken. So my point anyway is this: that Gamboa is the best name on fucking Terrence Crawford's resume to this day. To this fucking day. Gamboa. And that same Gamboa is the guy that Gervontae Davis just faced. All right. Terrence Crawford be breaking for his guys. He be breaking for Teofimo Lopez, and he be breaking for Lomachenko. We all know if Gervontae Davis faces Lomachenko, how it gonna go down? He gonna knock Lomachenko's ass out. Teofimo Lopez is much bigger than Gervontae Davis. That would be an interesting fight. I don't know who would win. I would love to see it. They're two young dogs, right? But with respect to Lomachenko, who's also an old dude, okay, crafty and skilled as well. Teofimo will learn that very soon. But nonetheless, comes to fight. Okay, Yuriorkis Gamboa didn't want to fight all 12 rounds. He used different tactics. He wanted to win, but he wanted to wear Gervontae Davis down and ways to clinch and hold. Lomachenko don't clinch and hold. Okay? Nonetheless, that's beside the point. The point is, Terrence Crawford saying, he don't want no smoke with them two guys. He should stay away from them. Is the same shit that I was saying about him. He ain't ready. He ain't ready. But I never said don't face them welterweights. I said them welterweights gonna just slap him. They're gonna kill him. They're gonna run through him. Right? He's gotten stronger. Terrence Crawford. He's gotten stronger. I think he's a bona fide welterweight right now. I think he would be good competition for all the welterweights there. My thing has been, and this is where my little pet peeve is, and this is why I'm bashing the fans who talk about they live and die by Terrence Crawford. This is my thing. You can't be doing the Bob Arum tactic where you're basically punking the other welterweights in the division who are top tier, but you won't face their ass. You're punking them. You're saying, they nobody. They can't be nothing. But then, after all is said and done, you don't want to face them. All right? You're going to punk their ass, but you're not going to face them. I'm not into that bullshit. I've seen Pacquiao punk Floyd Mayweather for 5 fucking years. Okay, Mayweather tried to get the fight in 2011, tried to get it in 2012, and Pacquiao and Bob Arum punked his ass. And that's the same fucking tactics that they're using right now. All right? You gotta excuse the F-bombs. And it's bullshit. And I'm not into bullshit. Pacquiao talking about, we want to fight. Bob Arum used the same fucking blueprint. He trying to do the same thing with Errol Spence. We want to fight with Errol Spence. Errol Spence is the only true welterweight. All of a sudden his tune changed. Sean Porter is also one of the true welterweights out there. So Keith Thurman's not. Pacquiao's not. Fucking legendary Pacquiao. Which leads me to another discussion I want to make. On the fighters of the decade, and even AK Sports TV, shout out to AK Sports TV, talked about this. He talked about the fighters of the decade. Manny Pacquiao on Yahoo's list, not that it matters too much because it's Yahoo, but nonetheless, on Yahoo's list, Manny Pacquiao is number 8. He's surpassed by Triple G, by fucking Roman Chocolito Gonzalez, by fucking Canelo. I mean, Canelo was probably the closest thing. I mean, he's surpassed by fucking Lomachenko. I'm looking at these things like fighter of the decade. What the hell are they looking at? You know, yeah, he lost a couple fights. But Pacquiao's list goes like this, ladies and gentlemen. In 2010, he faced Joshua Clottey, former IBF welterweight champion of the world, beating names such as, and facing names such as Miguel Cotto, Antonio Margarito, of which he was beaten the fight until he damaged his shoulder, Diego Corrales, Carlos Quintana, Kermit Cintron, Paul Williams. Okay, how the hell he faces this kind of dude in 2010? Okay, Joshua Clottey, who goes all the way up to, he's a good solid welterweight. He was a good solid welterweight. Made him not throw a punch, dominated him, but he, for some reason, is not a name. Then we got Terrence Crawford's ahead of Pacquiao. We got He got Andre Ward ahead of Pacquiao. We're gonna talk about this in a minute. Pacquiao also faced in 2011 Antonio Margarito in his 8th weight class. Tari in his 10th weight class. I'm sorry. Okay, this guy's 10th weight class. He peaked out. He couldn't even make 154. Okay, dominates him. Okay, fractures his eye socket. Okay, then he moves from there and he goes on to face in 2012 Timothy Bradley. He loses to Timothy Bradley. And then people call it a robbery. I thought Timothy Bradley won, but none of this. He loses to Timothy Bradley. Went on to face Juan Manuel Marquez, a 4th time, got knocked the fuck out. Came back from that, beat Brandon Rios. Then turned around and reclaimed his loss from Timothy Bradley and beat his ass. And he'll go on to beat Timothy Bradley again after facing Floyd Mayweather. Goes on to face Jesse Vargas, I do believe. Was it Jesse Vargas? Maybe it was. No, Chris Algieri, okay? Who just come off a great win against Provodnikov, okay? Beats him, drops him 6 times, okay? Goes on to face Floyd Mayweather. Loses to Floyd Mayweather in dramatic style. It was the fight of the century. He lost that. Okay, fine. Comes back. Faces Timothy Bradley again. Dominates his ass. Drops him twice. Goes on to face Jesse Vargas. Drops him once. Goes on to face Jeff Horn. Loses to Jeff Horn. He does lose to him. He loses to him. Goes on to face Lucas Matisse. Stops him. Goes on to face Adrian Broner. Dominates him. Goes on to face Keith one-time Thurman. Beats him in a close split decision win to become the super WBA super welterweight world champion. That's his decade. Every single fight exciting. He had a couple losses in there. He had about 4 losses, I think it is, out of the fights. But the point is, exciting fights, 1. 2, why he made the fighter of the decade. Fighter of the decade don't mean that you win every single fucking fight. You argue Floyd is the fighter of the decade, even though he only fought half the decade. That's the problem with Floyd. He don't fight the whole entire decade. So you can't give him it. Pacquiao fought the entire decade. He fought every single year of his career. Every single year. He's not missed a year. Okay? In the decade, he fought every single year. Okay? Andrew Ward didn't. Floyd Mayweather did. Canelo did. Terrence Crawford did. And Lomachenko did. But they also didn't fight the entire decade because they came on the scene and really started making a splash after the fact. And even Canelo, he started making a splash after the fact. Andrew Ward didn't fight the whole decade. So my point being, the only guy that fought all the way through the decade was Pacquiao. He should have gotten top. He's a legend. He should have gotten fighter of the decade, in my opinion. And you wanted to put Floyd ahead of him, fine, because Floyd not only generate the money, but his list of names that he faced in this decade is pretty impressive as well. All right, but I mean, it's just ridiculous what I'm seeing in terms of who is fighter of the decade. On my other channel, man, on my other channels, man, I be talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League and stuff. Yeah. So this is what I had to break down Gervontae Davis versus Erica's Gamboa. I'm going to catch you guys later. Deuces. You guys can watch this video later. Peace. I'm out.